New Zealand. Let's go.
The undisputed.
Coming up, UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall is ready to reignite the division at UFC 321.
We need some movement in the heavyweight division, and we're finally getting it this weekend.
Number one contender Ciryl Gane on how his heavyweight title fight experience will work to his advantage.
The second time at Jones, it was a real loss, and I learned a lot. Thanks to life for this opportunity.
And we preview our exclusive corridor with Dan Hooker as he prepares to face Arman Tsarukyan. Kia rite mai.
Live around the world from Rogers Arena here, Vancouver! Make some noise! Nelson, huge shot hurt! And that'll do it! Head kick for Nelson! Nelson! Clipped him with that knee. Yes, he did. Flying knee again. Jordan trying to pound away. That's tight. He's done. It's over. He's done. There's the tap. Trial Air Jordan. Oh, stunned with left hand. That's it. Jazz Divizius is compromised. Bjorn trying to capitalize. Oh my God. Huge shots from Bjorn. Oh. Wow, a show-stopping first-round knockout. Aggression. Oh! Sets him down. Zahabi scrambling now. Into round 3. Zahabi steps in, and now he's getting aggressive. Oh! Power shots from Vera. And now a barn burner down the stretch. Broke free right away. Right hand. Advantage for Holland really can pay off. Nice sweep. Nice sweep there by the lot. Low blow there. Stepped around to try to get that thing down there. That might be a point.
Since it was an accidental, you can't continue. You're going to lose by DQ.
To the body. Oh, back, and he follows it up with a knee. Mike to Ritter, right to the ground and right to Mount. That was nasty. Oh, look at that. Inverted triangle. That's tight. Right on him. And smart by Allen. And look at Allen carry him all the way over to his corner.
You got to get up.
Wow, Jason Herzog has already called it off.
Kia ora e te iwi, no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky, ko Ravinda Hunia tōku ingoa. We are here at City Kickboxing in Auckland, where we are following my co-host Dan Hook. You can see he's not here presenting with me today because we want to have a little catch up with him about his preparations against number one lightweight Arman Tsarukyan. So stay tuned for that story to come.
Just the gauge just gets me a headache and a headache and some more money. Like, who cares? Because I want those fights that people will think you're the underdog. I like those fights where people count you out. That's, I feel like that's where I thrive. Yeah, people can hate me for being me. Like, that's all right. I can live with that. It's like, you don't want to be like that Colby Covington or something like that, who they're just like, I don't know what it is. It's weird. Like, it's like they're scared that people won't like the real them. I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for something that I'm not. Arman Tsarukyan is the path to the title. That's the path to being the champ. That's the path to being the best guy.
This weekend, though, it's UFC 321 and the heavyweights are back. Newly crowned undisputed champion Tom Aspinall taking on #1 contender Ciryl Gane. I got to catch up with both of them, who are both settled into Abu Dhabi, and they both agree that after the halt that has been happening at the top of the division, the timing of this title fight couldn't be any better. Well, Whānau, joining us now on UFC on Sky, UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. Kia ora, Tom, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, look, it's been quite the whirlwind of late, but I want to just talk to you about what this past year has been like for you. Training for a fight that you didn't know if it was going to happen, who the next opponent will be, defending an interim title. It's been pretty crazy for you.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a conundrum, bit of a weird situation. But listen, it's all in the past now. We're fighting Saturday, just a few days away, and I'm just looking forward to that, really.
I know that, and I don't know if you've found it a bit weird, that, getting the undisputed heavyweight title in this way, have you been able to celebrate it all or acknowledge that, you won the interim title, but then, you've gotten the heavyweight belt? Did you celebrate it in any way?
No, not at all. The only way I celebrated was by preparing for a fight finally. Like, I was waiting for over a year just to do my job. And now I finally get to go back to work on Saturday. And I like working. I like fighting. This is why I got into the sport, because I want to compete. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
John Jones was on the radar, obviously, at first, and then Ciryl Gane is the opponent. Now, your thoughts on Ciryl Gane, and was he the obvious opponent for you?
Yeah, he's the #1 contender. So I think as a champion, you should always fight the #1 contender. That's the guy that I think that's what champions should do. I think that is what champions do most of the time. So I think it was pretty obvious. Like, if he's the #1 guy, I'm the champion. We've got to find out who the best guy is. Plus, I've already beat everyone else in the top 5. So it's pretty obvious one.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was looking down, at the fights that you've had, and I was like, yeah, he's never actually faced Ciryl Gane before. It's just never happened. So it's kind of like, this should be the path for you.
Yeah, me and Ciryl, we got into I think he got in the UFC slightly before me, but we've always kind of like been on each other's radars, especially because our countries are right next to each other as well, both European guys. So I think we've always kind of been in the same conversation, but I think that it's happened at the perfect time.
Ciryl Gane says he has the utmost respect for you, and you mentioned 2 European fighters. How cool for your region, and putting eyes on, on England, on France, and, the absolute talent coming out of where you guys are in the world.
Yeah, it's fantastic. UK MMA is really big now. It's getting bigger and bigger. We're such a small country, and we have so many fighters in the UFC. Like, when I first started even watching the UFC, we maybe had 1 or 2 guys in the UFC, and now we got all kinds of top ranked people coming in, and there's people getting signed all the time. And yeah, it's a good time. I don't know about European MMA, but for sure for UK MMA, it's really on the up at the moment, which is great for everybody.
Yeah. Do you think that you and Ciryl are perhaps a new wave of heavyweight fighter in the division? I know you both have been around for a wee bit, but it feels like there's a little bit of, I don't know if you call it development or progression, but like a new wave of heavyweight fighters. I feel like you definitely are, and Ciryl probably is too, in terms of your styles and things like that.
I think that we don't move like normal heavyweights.
Yeah.
I think that statistically speaking, a lot of heavyweights kind of like stand in the middle and just want to like bang it out. And I don't think me and him are particularly like that. I think we're both very athletic for big guys, both move well. We both do something that's pretty rare for a heavyweight, and fight with our brain a little bit, not just go in and have a slugfest. So yeah, I think definitely it's going to. I think the heavyweight landscape is going to change over the next kind of 5 to 10 years anyway, and everyone is going to be looking like us in kind of 5-10 years time.
Yeah, and it's cool too that this title fight kind of, I wouldn't say revived the heavyweight division, but it's been a bit dormant because of the bit of a hold up that it has been. And heavyweight division has always been a fan favorite. So how good that you get to be that representation of one of the most exciting divisions in the UFC.
Yeah, I just learned yesterday actually that there's 4 heavyweight fights on this card on Saturday. So
Wow.
that's massive for us as heavyweights, because, like I say, it's been kind of like it's been on a bit of a dormant. Like you say, the last kind of 12 months, there's not even been a lot. Even like the unranked guys haven't been fighting as much and stuff. So we need some movement in the heavyweight division, and we're finally getting it this weekend.
And of course, all eyes are on this fight. All eyes are on you to come in and to prove why you are the undisputed UFC champion. Your mental approach to this, because I know that you do pride yourself on performing well in high pressure situations. And I know that you've had this whole year to prepare yourself physically, but the mental side of things and the attention that this fight gets, is it turned up a notch to what you've been used to in the past?
I mean, it's always stressful. It's always fight week's not easy. Fight week is very tough mentally more than anything. But look, this is what we do. Like, you should be under pressure at this kind of level. Like, the whole world's going to be watching, and that's what I want to do. At the end of the day, that's what I always remind myself. Like, this is where I want to be. No one's forcing me to do it. Like, I would rather be doing this than fight. Like, I've had plenty of fights that nobody cared about, and ultimately, you want people to care about your performances, because that's what you do it for. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure there, but there should be.
Has there been anything that's really stood out for you in this past year that you've perhaps learnt about yourself?
I don't know. People keep saying I handle it really well and stuff. I keep getting that compliment, but I just handle it the natural way. I didn't think, oh, this is the way I'm going to handle it. I didn't actively work towards that. I just handled it the only way I knew how. Like, all I can do is want to fight somebody. It's my job. I just want to go to work, and it wasn't easy not being able to go to work. So I'm happy that this weekend we can finally put that to bed.
Yeah, and motivation in the belly to get out there and have an amazing performance. Look, Tom, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you about the All Blacks are playing England next month. I just wanted to know your thoughts. They'll be up there playing at Twickenham, and I just wanted your thoughts, and if you even watch the rugby.
I had no idea. No, I don't. Don't ask me for a quote on rugby. I don't. I mean, I watch a bit of rugby league here and there, but as far as rugby union, I don't really know anything about it.
Well, I'll leave the boys alone then. I'll leave them alone.
Thank you.
But thank you so much, Tom, for your time, and all the very best for this weekend. Exciting times ahead.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.
Joining us now from Abu Dhabi ahead of the main event at UFC 321 is UFC heavyweight Ciryl Gane. Ciryl, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Look, you're over there in Abu Dhabi. It looks beautiful over there from what we've seen on social media and the UFC embedded. How have you found settling into Abu Dhabi on Fight Week?
5-6 weeks ago in Dubai, so we know a little bit Dubai, a little bit more than Abu Dhabi. We arrived yesterday in Abu Dhabi, but we've been there a couple of times, and yeah, like every time is really calm, like a quiet place, beautiful place. Like I like this place.
I was going to say, I feel like you would like that environment, nice and calm, nice and quiet.
Yeah, I like it.
Look, talk to us about this opportunity, another shot at fighting for the title. What does this mean to you?
I'm really happy. I just want to say also thank to life for this opportunity. This is the first time. The first time was against Francis Ngannou. It was really close. The second time was Jones. It was a real loss, and I learned a lot from this fight. So now is a good time.
And your take on Tom Aspinall and what he's been able to do in the heavyweight division. Surprised you two haven't faced each other before, but now you will for this title. So your thoughts on Tom Aspinall and what you expect to have in front of you on Sunday?
Yeah, Tom Aspinall is a very well-rounded fighter, and I'm really excited to fighting against him. Yeah, that's true. The people waiting for this fight since maybe 2 or 3 years. Because we look like the new generation of the heavyweight division, like technical and move very well. And so yeah, I'm really excited about this fight. This is a big challenge, I know, and you know also. So yeah, I can't wait for this fight.
I think that's a great way to put it, that it is the new breed of heavyweight fighters, a bit more athletic, a bit more mobile. And I feel like you both will have that come Sunday, which will make for a very interesting matchup.
Yes, exactly. Like you say, a new breed, really technical, really fast, and I respect this guy. I really respect this guy. I respect his team. He did a great job on his career. Now we are here, and it's going to be a huge fight.
And I wanted to get your thoughts on John Jones. Obviously, he retires and then that opens up this opportunity. I wanted to know your thoughts about John Jones stepping away from the belt.
He did already a beautiful career, a beautiful legacy. So no, I got nothing to say. I can understand his choice. Now he want to do that for the money, and I can understand.
Yeah, especially when he spoke a lot about having legacy fights. He was quite picky with who he wanted to face, and of course, his comeback fight, that person was you. So he saw you as a very worthy contender as well.
Yeah. And big respect also for John Jones. I don't know, maybe it's gonna be interesting to coming back for a big fight like the White House. So maybe you see about what is interesting, and I can understand. So yeah.
In this matchup against Tom Aspinall, talk to us about your preparation. Obviously, you went away after that John Jones fight, got some wins under your belt. So, you know, the performance, obviously, when there's a title involved, the stakes are so much higher.
We did a really great camp with it. After the fight against Volkov, we broke the fits and we recovery. We was ready to study the camp around March. And since March, we trained a lot. And we knew already we're going to fight against Tom. And so we was already focused since March on this fight. And we started the fight, the camp in Paris with a lot of sparring partner on the boxing, striking, and wrestling game. And we finished the camp, like I say, in Dubai with a huge guy also. A little bit more focus on the wrestling and grand game.
Yeah, I did see was it the Noguera gym that you went to do a bit of work in there, helping with the wrestling side of things. Do you enjoy doing the wrestling side of things?
Yeah. It was we're sharing some training with some guys, like you say, with Puya on this gym, but also some huge guy in the Triple MMA gym with Umar Khan, the champion of the One Championship heavyweight. Also Hamdi gonna fight on this card this Saturday. Hamzi, the coach, really huge coach on the wrestling game. Essam, a huge guy on BGG. So yeah, we have a lot of good sparring and sharing with some really kind guys and talent guys. It was really, really good.
And does it ever raise the stakes for you a little bit when there's a title on the line? Does it just give it that little bit more spice when you're preparing?
Yes. A little bit, of course. But I took every fight like a really serious fight, and I'm already in the top 3 since 3 or maybe more years. So every fight was an interesting fight, and we took every time seriously. But today, it's gonna be
absolutely
spicy.
In your mind, do you feel this is your time?
In my mind, and I feel this is my time. But no, because also we did a really great campaign with structure, all of the team around me. Since John Jones, we fixed a lot of things. I learned a lot from John Jones. Yeah.
We can't wait to see you back in action this weekend, fighting for the heavyweight title, a fan favorite as well. All the very best for this weekend.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Serving as the co-main event at UFC 321 will be for the women's strawweight title. Of course, former champion Zhang Weili has moved over to the flyweight division to take on that champion, Valentina Shevchenko, next month, which has opened the door and opportunity for 5th-ranked MacKenzie Dern, who will be taking on a familiar foe in Virna Jandiroba. Joining us now, Whānau, is UFC strawweight MacKenzie Dern. Kia ora and hello, MacKenzie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited. It's a great week. So, thank you.
You are very welcome. I was going to ask how you're feeling. Obviously, excitement is one word to describe it. You're over there in Abu Dhabi at the moment, getting ready for UFC 321 this weekend. How has it been since you've been on the ground? A little bit more real now that this title fight is happening?
Yeah, we came out here 2 weeks earlier, so I've had some time to acclimate to the, to the heat, to the air, just the jet lag and everything. So now this week, finally, I'm getting on my own rhythm, like waking up at the normal times and things like that. We still train like at night, like 10 p.m., kind of similar to what we'll be fighting at, which is always hard to like, get punched in the face at 10 o'clock at night, like, man, I just want to be in bed. But no, I'm just taking advantage of the whole energy, the vibe, it's like my face is on the streets, I'm like, man, this is really, really cool. So I'm so proud to be a part of it. And Abu Dhabi is an amazing place. I've had good results here, both in jiu-jitsu and in MMA. So I'm happy to be fighting for the belt here in Abu Dhabi.
Nice. A little bit of familiarity for you. I wanted to cast your mind back to January when you headlined UFC Fight Night. Did you ever think that 9 months or so later you'll be, co-main event for a title shot?
I mean, I didn't think that I would necessarily be, but before that fight against Amanda Rivas, my main event, like there was already some talks of Zhang Weili going up to 125. So I was definitely like in hopes. I had a little bit of hope in my heart, like, oh, okay, maybe if she goes up, not that I don't want to fight her or anything like that, but I saw the opportunity, like, man, if she goes up and I have another win, I knew Virna was like next contender, and I had a win over Virna like 5 years ago. So I'm like, but for sure, 5 years ago when I beat Virna, I never knew that win could set me up for a title opportunity later. You know what I mean? So I guess that's why it's just so good. You take each fight, even though our goal is like to win the belt, but you take each fight, just win that fight, and then when the opportunity comes, you never know how the division can happen. Who fights who. Sometimes there's some crazy matchups, and it can help you in the future, So when I beat Amanda, I was like, okay, that's 2 straight wins, let's see what Weili's gonna do. And I was like really in hopes, but they only confirmed to me like exactly 8 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. So it was pretty like last minute when they confirmed Weili would go up and it would be for a title.
You get that announcement when you're like, okay, we've done it. All the work that we've done has come to this moment. Is that quite satisfying that you've, put a goal together and you've finally reached it? I know the goal is to have that belt around your waist, but everything you've worked for comes to this moment right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit like I still can't believe it, like I believe in the hard work, and I believe like the process. But like I said, the fact that it's in Abu Dhabi, the fact that it's the way it happened because the title became vacated, it's against someone who I've fought before, who's a grappler. So me as a grappler, and I've had hard times with strikers. Of course, I'm a little bit like, I know Virna, she's in 5 years we've changed so much, but as a grappler, I'm a little bit happier that it's against her, and that it's a little bit more my comfort zone than fighting for the belt against someone who I'm like, that's a really hard striker and stuff like that, So I think the way that everything came out, and actually I won one of my world titles in Abu Dhabi on April 25th in 2015. And now on October 25th, so like the day 2025, I'm fighting for another world title here in Abu Dhabi. So for me, all these little details, I'm like, it's surreal, that it all kind of lined up like that. But definitely, I mean, just the process, I feel like I've been battle tested, I've had my nose broken, injuries, and just like some TKO, I've been TKO, and I've, taken last minute fights and just had crazy journey, I feel like I deserve it, and I feel like it's time, and I feel like I'm glad I didn't give up, and I'm glad, my daughter's been part of the whole process, and, we finally got here.
I wanted to ask you about your daughter. The relationship looks very, very beautiful. And there was something that you said on Embedded that this title shot wouldn't be possible without her. So I wanted to ask you what you meant by that.
As soon as I got signed to the UFC, I was like 20, 21, 22. And I was like single, living by myself. I was just I had won all my world titles in jiu-jitsu, you know, so I was like in the hype. So I signed with the UFC. I had a couple fights, and everyone's, oh, the next Ronda Rousey, the next Ronda Rousey. And I mean, I was just young, you know, young and having fun. So I really feel like, you know, my path was solidified there when I got pregnant, because I feel like if not, I would probably maybe lose my focus. You know, I've competed since I'm 5 years old, you know, and it's like, you compete from 5 years old at a high level, you know, high level, that by the time you're 20, you just want to like enjoy life a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, you just want to party a little bit. You want to, you know, you can have like, you don't have a problem to get through difficulties when you're by yourself. You know, you can live off of like just spaghetti if you need to, you know, or something like that. But I feel like just, you know, being a mom and knowing that what example I want to be, what I want to, you know, teach her as, you know, as a woman, and just, you know, bills in taking my career serious, it helped me to do that, you know, and I couldn't just have fun, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, so I really feel like me getting pregnant was, even though it was like early in my career kind of thing, but I feel like that really is what made me focus and take it serious and like really say like, okay. And then that kind of pushed me to see like, oh, okay, I have what it takes, you know. As soon as I signed the UFC, I had never done MMA before, and they're like, if you don't like it, you can leave. So I was still kind of like just feeling the waters, you know. I didn't even know if I would like to get the whole journey, you know. And she really is what helped me focus and just realize that I do have what it takes to do it, you know, and become a champion. And that started, the idea of being a champion grew with me, especially as she grew, and just, you know, showing the hard work and the victories and how she was happy and what kind of life I'm being able to provide for her. So that's what I mean. Like, it's just that focus and that determination to provide a good life and be a good example.
I love that. I love that because it's beautiful to watch that relationship, and it's also, you know, great to have that little insight into you as a mother and a fighter. Obviously, there's not too many mothers in the UFC, so it's nice to see that point of view. And I think it's also a great message for mothers in general who, you know, who aren't in the UFC and fighters. It's a great message to, you know, about focus and all these sorts of beautiful things in motherhood, and that it's a positive. It's not always, you know,
like that the career stops, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, we can teach just by example too, you know. I mean, I know we like to, you know, teach by, you know, actually teaching, but by example, you know, too. It's like her seeing me go through the ups and downs and wins and losses and knockouts and victories, you know. She's seeing like the roller coaster and that we finally get here, you know. So it's really, I think it's really cool too. I think no matter if it's in sport or, you know, college or just life has ups and downs, right?
And she gets to watch, you know, I'm not quite sure what she calls your father, grandpa, or, you know, and she gets to watch that relationship between you two as well.
Oh yeah, she loves it. She calls him Vovo Panda. So it's like Grandpa Panda. She calls him Panda because he's a fighter and he's like Kung Fu Panda, we say, you know, so she calls him Grandpa Panda. And yeah, she loves, like, it's the legacy, you know, we have our legacy, and it's really cool. I think for her, fighting is like a part of life, you know. She plays fighting, you know. You know, she's 6, so you have to control a little bit. Sometimes she goes too hard, or she thinks all the other kids know how to fight like that, you know. Until you teach her, like, no, you need to play like regularly with the other kids, you know, just with the kids in the class. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she loves it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. It's great that that's left that impression on her as well, which will make it even more special come this weekend. Look, before I let you go, MacKenzie, I just wanted to ask, you said that it's, you know, 10 years since you've been in Abu Dhabi when you were picking up world championships, but in between that time, you mentioned you have faced Virna before, got the victory, but how do you feel you are 5 years later after facing her the first time? Is this, you know, is it helpful to have fought her before, or do you think you're coming up to a very different fighter and you're a different fighter as well?
Yeah, I don't look too much back at that fight, you know, because it was, you know, 5 years. I think we made leaps in how much better we both got. But I mean, the only thing I take from that fight is like that I can get through adversity, you know. I won, but she had broken my nose in the second round. You know, the third round, I still came out strong and like aggressive. So I take that with me in my heart into this fight. And also too that, you know, I know it's possible. I know it's one thing when you go to fight someone, you know, especially like Zhang Weili or someone who's like the champion, and you never fought maybe someone similar, or you never fought someone like that, and you think, man, do I have what it takes, you know, to beat them? But I mean, and I know deep inside, no matter how the fight goes, I can always pull that out, and that can help push me. Like, no, you've done it before, you can do it again. You know, it's not something that I don't know if it can or cannot be done. But besides that, you know, technique-wise, strategy, we stayed all 3 rounds standing up. You know, I think this time we're gonna be more on the ground. I think it's 5 rounds, so it's worth the belt. So I really think it's gonna be a totally different fight. But those are the 2 main things that I take from that fight from the past 5 years later, and I keep that with me fighting her again this time.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely to meet you. Hopefully you do get to come down and visit us here in New Zealand sometime soon.
Yes, I do. And hopefully with a belt. Who knows? Maybe like a belt defense or something.
Yes, we need a female champion down here. It would be nice.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, whānau, that is a wrap from here at City Kickboxing Gym. A reminder again, UFC 321 this weekend. The champion, Tom Aspinall, set to defend his title for the very first time up against #1 contender, Ciryl Gane. The card starts very, very early. Prelims are on from 3 a.m, but if you want to catch our Anzac Quillen Selkirk in action, you have to get up for it. Of course, the main card starts at 7 a.m. Head on over to Sky Sport Now or Sky Arena to book that pay-per-view. Also, before we leave you tonight, a special shout out to New Zealand's very own heavyweight boxer Joseph Parker in action this weekend in London at the O2 Arena, fighting Fabio Wardley and hoping to get a step closer to a title fight himself. Thank you for joining me, whānau. Hei ko ngā mai.
The UFC heavyweight champion. That's one of the most extraordinary accomplishments in all of sports. It's widely regarded as being the baddest man on the planet.
I'm the undisputed champion. Now I want to be the best heavyweight ever.
Oh! Tom Aspinall!
The power is just extraordinary.
We are talking about a guy that has long been considered one of the best in the world.
You can't break me. This is my world now. This is my world.
But I'm telling you, Ciryl Gane is not like something we've ever seen before. He is a monster. He will not back down to anyone.
Ain't no fear in me. I'm ready for it.
No heavyweight before him remotely moved like this.
He's a real problem for anyone.
Doesn't matter who you are, I'm the #1.
You can't take me down.
Tom Aspinall! He's once in a lifetime. Ciryl Gane!
One of the most dangerous challengers we have ever seen.
This is my right to do or die like
UFC strawweight title on the line.
MacKenzie Dern, most submission wins as a strawweight.
Virna Jandiroba has gone on an absolute tear.
2 titles on the line.
The fans love the energy. Let's go!
This is my world now. This is my world.
The undisputed